Okay, so we've got some Lidl Powerfix tools. Picked up some long nose pliers, or some mini long nose pliers. They've just called them long nose, but you can tell they're that kind of mini style. The handles seem quite nice on them, quite comfortable. Got your spring load on there. Seems okay enough. They're just unusual, if you know what I mean, the actual length and the actual thickness of them. They'll be useful for me, mainly for in my electronics box and with me picking stuff up on the that's dropped down into a computer case, PC case, things like that. They're only cheap, so we pick them up. Yeah, have a look on the jaws, I suppose. See those two, good looking in there. The other ones the same, so they're quite. There's no imperfections, if you want to say that, on the teeth, on the jaws. Seem okay. You know, a lot of cheaper pliers, they're all cut up and scratched and bitty. You can see there's some lubricant in there as well. In the actual jaw still, so they come oiled up. Again, it says chrome vanadium on the actual pliers. It says they're 18.5 centimeters in length, approximately. So it just says extra long reach on the back. Hard to reach areas, like I say, if something falls, a screw or something falls in a PC case, it'd be just, you know, that kind of thing for me, really. They'll be useful for. They was cheap, so I'll pick them up and chuck them in. I'll get a use out of them. We've picked up some Powerfix inspection tool set, which you got a two-piece set. You got the flexible mirror, extendable flexible mirror, and a magnet, again, to pick anything up. Just fell down there, so we'll open them up and have a look in there. If we zoom out, there we go. I think telescopic aerials have been around for quite some time. I think we know how they work, and it's relatively long. So cover that. You can see it's relatively long in length. It's a flexible head. It's quite stiff actually, but it does move. It's not loose, which is a good thing. You don't want it flapping about, so it's quite stiff. And that should be independent as well on the top, so you can have it like in an S shape like that if you wish to. Or you can have it dead straight. Yeah, so it's actually so we got, if we look on here, you've got on and off. So that just twists on and off. If we get a screw, here you go. It does work. It is magnetic. So that obviously is adjustable as well. Just like a normal aerial that you've been around for years, just goes back in. You've got like a pen clip to clip that on your pocket, though I think its actual length it'd be a bit of a bulky pain, that would, wouldn't it, on your lapel or on your pocket. even on your trouser pocket, it'd be a bit of a bulky one. That. And we've got the inspection mirror as well, a bit like a dentist mirror. You got on the back just a sticker on there, and that just seems to be like spot welded on there. Again, the exact same mechanism, which is fairly stiff, which is good because you don't want it, again, you don't want it flapping all over the place. The exact same extendable. You can see how long it is. Again, there. Now this is actually useful for changing some headlights in some car bonnet bays. You get down the back and you can see around the back, and you can put your hand and have a look and actually go straight to the right points before you take the things out, and then you can put the bulb in and put them in. What I used to do was see if anybody had an old woman's makeup mirror and stick that onto the end of an old screwdriver, and do the same thing with that, but for you know, for a bit of chump change from Lidl's. No point in doing that anymore. Just pick that up and you can put that in your toolbox. Again, you got another clip for your pocket. Again, it's a bit bulky for that in my opinion, but it's there nonetheless. I will also just add that the inspection, the magnetic and telescopic inspection tool has an LED light in it. That's what the on and off is for. You do have to remove a plastic sheath that's over the batteries, and on the other side there's like a little cardboard stopper which obviously stops the batteries from, as they feel, stops the batteries from running out of juice. But as you can see, that mine doesn't seem to be working anyway, so I think the batteries are naff in any case. I hope it's the batteries, but they do actually feel quite warm then for trying. They're actually quite hot. The batteries are Mitsubishi by the look of the symbol on there, so should be working, but no. Yeah, mine isn't working, so you know, I don't know if that's down to the batteries or if that's down to the LED on there, but hopefully it's down to the batteries. It could be that I've had it over winter. I did buy all this stuff just before Christmas from Lidl, so it could be that the cold has knackered the batteries out and they're not working. They're drained them out, so that could be what it is. But yeah, it doesn't want to know. So, but they do seem to be. I mean, this is getting warm, so it's like there is some power in it, and it's transmitting through the thing. So I don't know. Maybe my LED's a bit naff. I'll leave that in the off position. Who knows? It does pick up. That's the magnetic part anyway. That's what I picked up for. The LED would help, obviously, in the dark engine bay, but I'm hoping it's the batteries. But the one on this one isn't actually working. Probably what most people are interested in is the two-piece ratchet set. again, Powerfix ratchet set. It's 3/8 and a 1/4 inch drive, and it's offset or S-shaped. So I've probably got plenty of ratchets, but I haven't got an offset or S-shaped ratchet. It works exactly the same like an offset wrench, you know, to get up and over an obstacle or you know, something like that. So you know, I thought, why not? They've also got rubber handle, which is good for the autumn and the winter. Like now, if I'm going to have to do any work out in the garage or the outside, or to the bike or anything like that, to the motorcycle, you know. The cold on the hands, obviously, when you're working out in the cold, your tool gets your spanners and your ratchets like that get really cold with the temperature, and then that transfers through to your hand, and you end up with a numb hand. Even if you wear gloves, you know, maintenance gloves and things like that, they can, if you're using them for long enough, it can start to come through and become uncomfortable, especially if, you know, there's outside at the minute there's all ice on the ground, so you know it's quite cold. So the rubber handle obviously helped, and it was only a few quid. So you got your usual VPI tested and certified in Germany badge on there. That's not to say that they obviously come from Germany, but they've just tested them there, or they've tested the product. Probably not these actual individual pieces. They probably go through the basic factory quality control and things like that, but the actual product itself has been, you know, okayed. So it's quite hard. The plastic handle is actually quite hard plastic, but again, it's plastic, so it's going to be cold. I mean, it's not going to be cold like the actual metal body is, which is actually, I can feel it's quite cold now, because this has been out in the shed waiting for this video, and it's actually still freezing cold, the actual body. And the handle's not. The handle's quite normal, room temperature. So again, you've got the chrome vanadium marking on there, and the OWIM, OWIM. There's a lot of German writing on there. Is that Neckaralum, Germany? I think so. So there we go. We can see that. That's a good thing with this camera. It does give you a nice clear zoom in on the tiny little writing like that. But the macro setting can blur. There you go. When you move ever so slightly, but you can see that there. Again, I mean, it's got Germany on it. I don't think it's probably originated from Germany. They do look a lot like most of the import, and they do sound as well. A lot like the import ratchets. So this is the 3/8 one. Push button release. There's the so when you reverse switch, and you got two torques. There you can see that there. Got two torques. There you go. Just turn the spotlight on. Two torque screws in there to get in at the mechanism. You can see there's a holding pin there for the switch, which is a little bit different. You don't usually see that on a lot of the import ones. It's usually just held in there inside with a stop, you know, part down there. It just slots in, but this time this one's got like a back pin that comes through to the actual selector switch. Seems a little bit a little bit stiff as well. It is. It is now. It does work as well. So that's the offset that we're looking at. Give you quite a fair range over the top or something. Well, I've got, you know, I don't know if you see, if you want to hang it anywhere on a screw, I've got one of them on the handle. And again, the 1/4 inch is a smaller version of this same 3/8 ratchet. You got your button release. Again, you got a pin holding it in, which seems to be exactly the same size as the 3/8, as it's a lot bigger on here. And again, oh, there's your offset. Again, a miniature version of the same handle, the same plastic. Plastic with a ever so slight rubbery feel to the black part. Again, that's at room. The plastic's at room temperature, and the body's still cold from being out in the shed, so you know it's going to keep your hands warm when using it in the cold. I do want to try and have a look inside at the mechanisms as well, if we can. So if we take a look inside the mechanism, just put the light on, you can see the pulls, springs, where that back pin sits into. It's actually ribbed, as you can see there. It's ribbed. You can just make that out. Yeah, that just basically plugs in. But be careful. You might be able to get a little screwdriver underneath and lever it out first. When you want to remove the back plate, take the 2 Torx screws that you removed from the back and screw them in a little bit to the top, and then just grab hold of it and give it a pull, and that'll bring it off a little bit better. What I'm just going to do is gently take this out without you can see inside actually quite well finished. The grooves on them pulls, it's quite surprising. It's not too. It's quite clean. They're quite clean, quite nice. Not again, not scratched about and knocked about. That's what we can see on the teeth. Again, yeah, I thought so. The usual 72 teeth. As you can see, the 72 teeth. So it's the usual 72 teeth. What do you want to call it? Import. The usual 72 teeth at the minute. Import teeth. I assume that they're import. I mean, that does say on there, doesn't it? That we looked at before, Germany and all that, but you know, I'm not. I wouldn't be too overly sure about that. So what I'm going to do to lube it up. I've just got to put some high performance engineers grease with PTFE in it. This one is Pro Nature. I'm just going to do is put some of that on a cotton bud tip or a swab. And just coat the teeth. It's a little bit better than oil. I mean, oil's okay, but grease is a little bit better. It just sticks, it just clings to the teeth. It doesn't drip everywhere. It doesn't leak out of the handle either, or well, out of the head and down onto the handle, like some oils do. So we want to pop that back in. There we go, as best as we can, in line with the pull that it was in. So we took it out gently in the first place. So I'll just coat some of that pull as well. I can switch. Remember, when you got it all back on, it's best to do it when it's all back, it's all screwed in nicely. So with it lubed, it's still fairly loud. They usually quieten down a little bit more, but it's still fairly loud. But you've seen the inside of the ratchet, and that's obviously what I use to grease it up. Some grease like that. So